Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be doing my AFL review of the Hawthorn vs West Coast game in round 10, going through who went well, who didn't go so well, and who I am potentially targeting in the next week, as some guys have to go, especially like Ollie Hollands, and I need to replace him with Wardlaw, giving me some spare cash to upgrade someone or do a double downgrade to get some more cash in. But before we get to that, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see here, Connor Nash top scored 37-26, 37-27, pretty consistent, and got himself up to a 130. Still wouldn't be going for him, as it seems like he is pretty inconsistent. One week he's going to score a 50 or 60, and then the next he's going to go 110, 120, etc. Lewis 126, he just dominated in the third quarter. As we look here, he got 3 goals in the third, it looks like here, 3 goals. And one mark, 2 marks here, 3, 4 marks as well, including in that, and then he kicked one in the last, one in the first, and one in the second. So he kicked 6 in the end. Sicily is a guy that I'm targeting, a 125, and he looks to have a better role. The only problem is that he comes against St Kilda, and St Kilda have been known to, or at least the last couple of weeks, been able to shut down the distributors a little bit. So I'm a little bit worried about Mitchell. And if I was to get Sicily in, as we saw with, did they play? I'll bring it McPherson up, as I'm pretty sure they played St Kilda recently. Did they? No, they played St Kilda here. Okay, so that disregard that point, as I thought they had played St Kilda more recently. But 125 from Sicily is absolutely huge, and certainly was an option, I think, a little while ago, but isn't or was an option for me last week, and I should have probably brought him in. It was probably a better option over Whitfield, but sometimes that can happen, and hopefully Whitfield's better in the long run. So Newcomb here, huge last quarter. I wouldn't be looking too much into him. Had a 4-point third quarter, which is quite disappointing. But ended up with 113. Could have easily had a 130 here or 140. Weddle 102. Huge first quarter in which he kicked 2 goals, really back to back, and then basically rode that out and ended up with a 102. So huge for cash gen. Bramble 96. Nothing much to talk about him. Meek 95. Huge second half performance as Reeves went down, and that helped him get up to the huge total in the end. As we see here, it was Hawthorn's fantasy game, as they ended up scoring 1971 overall. So I don't think that will happen again. So probably best to get rid of or to not get as many Hawks guys in, as they're not going to score 1971 next week. They're probably going to be back down towards that 1500 range. Amon, Bruce, Day down a little bit, but was tagged. Ended up with 86 in the end, not too bad. Dropping a little bit of cash, but hopefully he can turn it around. Mitchell, 85, had him on field, luckily over Holland, which sort of saved me 50 points in the end, so making up a little bit of lost ground from last week, and sort of saved me from dipping, I think, outside of the top 10k. To be honest, I did have a week in which I did drop ranks for the first time in almost 2 months, but it wasn't the be-all end-all, as I ended up, I think, at 9,500 odd, and I have a pretty strong team going into next week, and I'm getting a player that's averaging 100. I'm probably going to be getting Butters this week, and hopefully that's a plus like 50 or 60 on what Powell's been doing recently, and that'll help me basically get hopefully be close to getting 2,300 each week almost. Then we have Warple 84, traded him out for Whitfield, so ended up with a +2 on that in the end, which doesn't look the best, but I think Warple is coming near the end of his cash gen, as he started to drop cash, as well as the fact that I think he He got a goal in the last quarter as well, which sort of helped him as he got 28 in the last. But I just don't think he is a good option going forward, as he's going to start to just get those 80s and 70s and stuff like that. And with Will Day back into the midfield, I think his points will drop a little bit. Butler, Brockman, Moore, McDonald, no one else here really to talk about. Then we move on to West Coast, and I wish a couple of weeks ago I had gone for SHEED instead, as he had an absolutely huge game. Ended up with a 139, and he's had a couple of big games recently. It seems like he doesn't like playing at Optus. Outside of that, he's been going absolutely huge and is now 720k, so it'd be a big risk to go for him, but I think it could work out. Then you have Witherden here, 125. Absolutely huge second half of 80 to get up there, but again, I wouldn't go for him, as it seems like he's just not really getting a marks related game. As we look at Witho, whoopsie, not that, Witherden here. I'll make it a little bit bigger. How did he ended up with 10 marks and 4 tackles. So where are all the marks? 2 marks here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What's the 10th one? 10. Okay. So he ended up with 10 marks in the end. Didn't look like he did. But he had 4 here and 3 here. So 4, 3, and then 3. So yeah, he still does get the marks. And he did get 10 tackles as well. So that looks like it could be interesting. But Hearn's only out for another, if we look at AFL injury list, and we go to here, and we just start scrolling because their list is going to be huge. Shannon Hearn, where are you? Abductor 1 to 2 weeks. So that's an iffy one, and that probably gives me more eyes to think that Witho's not a good option, and Duggan's going to be a guy that I get out in the buys and use that spare 92k to get rid of him. Williams, a good performance. Kelly, a little bit down. Waterman, Petrocelli. Hunt, I think, is pretty much done at this point, and you should be trading him out. Foley, O'Neill, and then Duggan sat the whole last quarter here, and I was just annoyed at this because he was on 63 and he was a good 30-point quarter away from a 90, and that would have looked really good, and it would have gained him a little bit more cash, and he would have been on his way towards 800. But now he looks like he's an option that probably, if he isn't injured, which he could be injured, but I'm not. I think he just rested that last quarter as the game was done, and they didn't want any other injuries. He could honestly be a guy that I look to trade out, as I just don't trust anyone in West Coast at the moment. So I'm only going to use their bottom of the barrel rookies at the moment to gain some cash, as that looks like the only option. Rotherham, Jamison, Jones got injured very, very early, 8 minutes into the second quarter, and he got injured on 48, so he was on track for a huge score. Clark, Chesser ended up on 37. He was on 40, but then got taken down to a 37. So that kind of sucks because that's just cash gen. And he only went up to, wait a second, where is he? He only went up 20k in the end, but I'm pretty sure he's going to have a really good break even next week as well. Oscar Allen only kicked 1, I think, in the end this week, so didn't get anything there. And then Long got up to 34 in the end, so good cash gen from him, was it? He ended up with going up, I think, 16k or so. Let's look. Ended up going up there 16k, and probably has a break even of around, I'd say, maybe 20. Break even. We want Long. No Long Hawks, no Long Eagles, 31 break even. That's tough to get to for him, or it won't be. There's not much cash gen left for him. And then Chess's is 14. The same with Mitchell. Do I have anyone down here? Orland, if he does play, but I doubt he will. I've got Wardlaw as well, and I thought about getting McAndrew, but I don't think I will in the end. Humphrey's still -3, so he would have been a really good pickup to get. And Williams as well is still 15, so he's another guy you could look at getting. But that's basically it for this video and this review of the Hawthorn vs West Coast game, and I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks, guys.